ma'am. This is Larry English. I'm calling from Douglas, Georgia. I have a house that we're under construction on, and I have a dock down at 220 Cecilla Drive at Cecilla Shores in Brunswick.
Okay.
I got a camera system there, and I've got a trespasser there. He's a colored guy, got real curly-looking hair. He's tattooed down both arms.
You recognize that voice?
Yes.
Okay. And do you recognize this as one of the times that you called 911?
Yes, I believe that's the first time.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what's the number?
This is State's Exhibit 149. Judge, at this time, Senator State's Exhibit 149 is evidence.
Objection.
No objection, no.
Objection.
Mr. English, I'm going to play it through, okay, and I may have some questions for you after, all right?
Okay.
Sunrise Communications Operator, I can help you.
Yes, ma'am. This is Larry English. I'm calling from Douglas, Georgia. I have a house that we're under construction on, and I have a dock down at 220 Cecilla Drive at Cecilla Shores in Brunswick.
Okay.
I got a camera system there, and I've got a trespasser there. He's a colored guy, got real curly-looking hair. He's tattooed down both arms, and he's over there kind of wandering around. I don't know what's going on. I was just wondering if you could send a deputy or somebody out to check him out for me, please. Hello?
I'm here.
Yes, ma'am. Could you hear me?
Yes. I'm putting all the information in the call. What was your name again?
Larry English.
Mr. English, what's the phone number that you can be reached back at?
912-218-9905.
Okay, and you said it's a black male with tattoos down both arms, and what else?
And he's got real curly looking, not dreadlock, but just kind of curly, messed up looking hair. The way he acts, looks like he's maybe drunk or on drugs. And he's wearing shorts, and I think a sleeveless looking like maybe t-shirt. We got a lot of tools and equipment, and I have a camper trailer also there, a temporary camper trailer that we stay in. And he's already been down on the dock running around and up on the hill around the house and all.
Okay, and you want an officer to go find out what he's doing and have him removed from the property?
Yes, ma'am, if you would, I would appreciate it.
Did he come in a vehicle or on foot?
No, the camera's only a pickup kind that they showed him was only in the backyard, back with trucks and tractors and equipment, and I've got a boat hanging on a horse down on the dock, and I don't know if he come up in a vehicle or not, but I called the neighbor next door, but it's just ladies next door, and I told him not to go outside and try to check on it or anything, so I don't know if he's in a vehicle or bicycle or walking.
And you don't know who it is?
No, ma'am. I've never seen him before. It don't look good, does it?
Okay. And was there any time lapse between the time you saw him and the time you called me?
Just maybe 5 minutes. The camera's been going off since we've been talking. It's got multiple pictures of him.
Okay. All right. Okay, we're going to have an officer dispatched. If anything changes or if he leaves or you see anything else, just call us back, okay?
Thank you, ma'am. What was your name again?
You can just call the number that you called and speak to anybody who answers.
Okay, thank you for your help.
You're welcome, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Mr. English. The person you saw in that video, you said you didn't know him?
No,
Okay. You had never met him before?
no,
Or never seen him before?
no,
The cameras that you have at your property, are you able to communicate with somebody who's on the property at that time?
no.
And the night that that person was on that camera, was that the first time you saw him, or did you see him prior nights?
That's the first time. The best I can recall, that's the very first time.
Now, in that call, you used the word plundering around. What do you mean by that?
I'm just looking around, checking things out.
Did you ever see that person take anything that night?
No,
Did you ever see anything in his hands, like a bag or flashlight or any sort of things on him?
no,
I think you said it looked like he may be doing drugs or drinking or was on something like that. Is that correct?
yes,
But you don't know him, right?
no,
And you didn't know him that night?
no.
So you don't actually know if he was taking or using drugs. Is that correct?
No, what led to that is me and my wife both looked at the video, and when he come back up the ramp from the floating dock, down where the water runs swift, looked like he was a little bit disoriented. But afterwards, that was a spur of the moment call.
Sure.
Afterwards, I get to thinking about it. When you look at these videos, it looks like there's light shining on it. But in reality, it's dark. Those are infrared recordings. After I get to thinking about it, it could have been dark. Maybe he was kind of feeling his way around rather than staggering. So if that gives you any definition of why that was.
Sure. It just looked like he was maybe uneasy on his feet or something like that?
He was what?
He was uneasy on his
It
feet,
looked
maybe?
like that right at the top of the ramp. I mean, the best I can remember, it kind of looked like he might have been a little bit disoriented with his footing,
Okay.
And that made me more concerned because it's dangerous, especially in the daytime. It's dangerous because there's no rails around the floating dock. But at night, you're in a location where you're not familiar with it, makes it even more dangerous.
Okay. And you said that the camera was only showing him in the back. Do you know why only that camera was able to pick him up?
No.
Mr. English, I'm going to show you a video clip from your surveillance camera. And this is State's Exhibit 121. State's Exhibit 121. It's a video you and I watched on Zoom together.
Judge, I'm going to object to the commentary that goes along with showing the exhibit.
Let's just go ahead and show the exhibit. If you need to refresh his recollection.
Sure, Judge. Mr. English, do you recognize, I paused it. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
Okay. And what is this a clip of?
It looks like the clip where the gentleman's starting to go down the ramp.
Now this looks to be about a 45-second clip. And is this what you were talking about, how it would only capture a certain amount of time?
Yes.
Okay. And is this a true and accurate representation of your camera?
Do what now?
Is this a true and accurate representation of the clip your camera caught?
Yes.
Judge, at this time, the state moves to tender State's Exhibit 120, 121.
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
Submitted.
For the record, I'm playing State's Exhibit 121.
Trial record, I'm playing the same exhibit through for the jury.
That's, excuse me, 121, right?
121.
Mr. English, can you see the mouse moving on my screen?
Yes.
Okay. I'm putting the mouse on what looks like some piece of metal. Can you tell us what this is?
That's a 3-foot wide aluminum walkway. It's pretty much identical to the walkway that the gentleman in the photo went down.
Okay, so there's a walkway going up, and what direction is this going up if we're looking up to the top of the screen?
And that's the upland to the very back of my property.
And you said that's an identical piece that was going down to the bottom left part of the screen as well?
Correct.
And where does the ramp on the bottom left part of the screen lead to?
It leads down to like approximately 10 foot by 20 foot floating dock.
A floating dock?
Yes.
Are there any rails or anything keeping people from falling off there?
No.
For the record, I'm putting the mouse on now a dark object, maybe a black object on the middle right of the screen. What is this, sir?
And that's a black plastic toolbox.
Okay. And
What
what's
storage
inside?
box, toolbox storage box.
And what's inside of it?
I think it may be some water hoses and fillet knives and maybe some ropes to tie the boat with, maybe fire extinguisher.
Do you remember at all what's on this part that I have the screen on? Looks to be a table of some sort?
That's a couple of chairs with boards laid over them where the wind won't blow them off.
And what about this white box shape?
And that's just a cheap cooler.
And I'm putting my mouse onto the right side of the screen now. What is this?
That's my boat.
How many boats do you have?
At that time, I think I had 3, 4.
And on this property, how many boats did you have down here? At this time?
At that time, just that boat. There might have been a small boat tied up in the water on the float dock, but I don't remember.
Okay.
It's been tied up and taken out multiple times.
And from your recollection, was anything taken or messed with in any way during the interaction with this person on this dock?
No.
For the record, I just played through State Exhibit 121. Mr. English, how would one get on from this part of the dock onto your boat here?
The bottom right corner of the screen, there's an opening in the handrail,
Okay.
and you can step over into a approximately 10-foot wide aluminum plank that accesses the boat.
And the clip doesn't show Mr. Arbery coming back up or back into the property at all, is that right?
Not that I remember.
Okay, do you remember at all where he went after that?
Not that I recall.
And Mr. English, you called 911 based on him being there, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And what did you want to happen to that person?
I wanted to, hopefully the deputy would find him and talk to him, maybe tell him not to be there anymore.
Because you didn't want him on your property, right?
No.
And did you save this clip to your phone, or was it saved to your phone in some way?
It was probably saved for X amount of days. How many, I don't know. And maybe eventually it was sent to the camera company or something. I don't know how that worked.
Okay. Do you remember speaking with any police officers after the 911 call that night?
Well, I know I talked to him later. I can't 100% remember who it was that certain night.
Okay. And did you end up sending this clip to the police that night?
I can't recall. I don't know.